You know that feeling. The deadline looms, the important task sits there, waiting, but suddenly reorganizing your sock drawer seems urgent. This isn't laziness. This is your brain at war with itself. Meet the prefrontal cortex, the planner, the logical one, and the limbic system, the impulsive, emotional one. Procrastination is the epic showdown between these two. It's a battle that's been raging for millions of years. Long before we had taxes, we had to survive. The limbic system was built for survival, fast and emotional. The prefrontal cortex is a newer addition, slow and rational. And in the modern world, they just don't get along. Professor Cortex sees the future, rewards, goals, success. But Limbic Larry, he only cares about right now. And here's the twist. Procrastination isn't about time management, it's about emotion management. That big, scary task, it triggers negative emotions. Fear of failure, boredom, frustration, anxiety. When we see a task that makes us feel bad, we want to run. Limbic Larry sees those feelings as a threat. So he offers a quick escape. Instant gratification. A quick hit of dopamine to make the bad feelings go away. Dopamine is your brain's feel-good chemical reward, and it's incredibly addictive. Limbic Larry loves it. Professor Cortex hates it. This creates a loop. Feel bad, procrastinate, feel good. For a second. But then, the bad feelings come back even stronger. Deep within Limbic Larry's lair is the amygdala. It's your brain's ancient alarm system. When a task feels threatening, the amygdala screams, "Danger!" It triggers the fight or flight response. But you can't fight a spreadsheet, and you can't run from a deadline. So your brain chooses the third option, freeze. This is why you stare at a blank screen for hours. Your brain literally thinks avoiding that task will keep you safe. Chronic procrastinators often have higher stress hormones. Their amygdala is just a little too sensitive. It's like having a smoke detector that goes off every time you toast bread. Your brain is stuck in a state of high alert. And in that state, rational thought is impossible. But there's another reason we stall, the future self. Studies show that our brains perceive our future self as a stranger. When you think about yourself now, your medial prefrontal cortex lights up. But when you think about yourself in a month, it goes dark. To your brain, future you is someone else's problem. This is called temporal discounting. Your brain values immediate rewards much more than future ones. That cookie now feels better than the diploma later. The further away a reward, the less valuable it seems. This is why we say, "I'll start tomorrow." Because tomorrow Pete is a hero who can handle anything. But today Pete just wants to watch cat videos. It's a disconnect between our current desires and our future needs. And the bridge only gets harder to build the longer we wait. So procrastination isn't a character flaw. It's a complex neurobiological dance. A tug of war between our rational and emotional brains. The prefrontal cortex tries to plan, to regulate emotions. But the limbic system, especially the amygdala, often wins. It's a misguided attempt to protect us from discomfort, but it traps us in a cycle of avoidance. The more we avoid, the more anxious we become. And the more anxious we are, the more we want to avoid. This is the procrastination doom loop. It's a biological feedback loop that's hard to break. But it's not your fault. It's just how your brain is wired. You are fighting millions of years of evolution, and evolution is a very tough opponent. But understanding the game is half the battle. Understanding this science is the first step. It's not about willpower, it's about wiring. Your brain isn't broken, it's just trying to help. So next time you feel the urge to tidy your desk, remember the battle raging inside your head. And maybe, just maybe, you can give Professor Cortex a fighting chance. Imagine the sheer scale of the internal conflict. Every time you face a difficult task, your brain is essentially performing a high-stakes balancing act. On one side, you have the drive for long-term achievement, the desire to be productive, and the understanding of the consequences of delay. On the other, You have the primal urge to avoid discomfort, to seek immediate pleasure, and to protect yourself from perceived threats. It's a miracle we ever get anything done at all. But the beauty of the human brain is its plasticity. While we are wired for procrastination, we are also wired for learning and adaptation. By understanding the mechanisms at play, the limbic system's emotional hijacking, the amygdala's overactive alarm, and the prefrontal cortex's struggle for control, we can begin to develop strategies that work with our biology rather than against it. We can learn to soothe the amygdala, to bridge the gap with our future selves, and to find ways to make the long-term rewards feel a little more immediate. It's not an easy journey, and there will always be days when Limbic Larry wins the round. But every time you choose to face a task despite the discomfort, every time you recognize a procrastination urge for what it really is, you are strengthening the neural pathways of self-regulation. You are training your brain to handle the challenges of the modern world using the tools of the ancient one. And that in itself is a victory worth celebrating. So the next time you find yourself scrolling through social media instead of writing that report, don't beat yourself up. Don't call yourself lazy. Instead, take a deep breath and acknowledge the battle. Say hello to Limbic Larry. Give Professor Cortex a nod of encouragement. And remember that you are a complex, fascinating, and ultimately capable biological machine. The science of procrastination isn't a life sentence, it's a roadmap. And with that roadmap in hand, you can navigate the twists and turns of your own mind and find your way back to the things that truly matter. Let's get to work. Maybe after one more cat video. Or not. Let's do it now. Actually, now. Yes, now. Ready? Go.